Hello fellow gunners, Tim here at the range where I've got my Savage 7mm-08. Now this is an Axis. It's not an Axis 2. It has a regular trigger. It don't have the action trigger. This was a compact. It had a little short camouflage stock on it. I took that off and put a Boyd's full-length stock on it, thumb hole. I think this is a light varminter. Thumb hole. I don't remember when I ordered it. I just knew what I needed and I ordered it. Now since this was a compact rifle, this has a 20-inch barrel instead of a 22-inch barrel, and I'm kind of liking it. Okay, so now I was down here. I'm breaking in the barrel, and a lot of you know that process. I didn't record any of that because it's a lengthy process and it's really boring. It's like for the first 5 shots, you shoot, you clean, you shoot, you clean, you shoot, you clean, you shoot, you clean. And then after that, it's 5 shots, 2 5-shot, and then clean, and then 5 shots, and then clean, and 5 shots and clean, and then 10 shots and clean. Okay, you get the point. Okay, so I'm sighting it in because I haven't sighted it in, and doing that at the same time. Now I'm doing this at 50 yards, and here's my target. Now you can see where I started, and I drug it over. Now this is after I broke it in and got to the 5-shot consistent mark. There's 5 shots right here. So this gun's showing some promise. Now I'm going to stretch it out to 100. Now, here's the deal with this little gun, with my loads. Now, this is a Nosler 160 grain bullet. When MCK Mark come through after his visit out at Uncle Jim's, he stopped by and he gave me these bullets. And I was kind of limited on what I had, and I was glad he brought me these. But what I did was, and I've got some, like he gave me these Grand Slams too, 175 Grand Slams. And what I've done was I loaded 45 rounds so I could break in the gun. And I had some extra powder, just what was left in the can and wanted to get rid of. So I just loaded them up like 1 to 2 grains under max, just so I'd have some ammunition. And I don't know what that load was that shot so well, because I just threw them together and threw them all in here and wasn't worried about groups or speed or anything like that, because I was just loading them to break in my barrel. So it could be H380, it could be H4895, and I don't remember what the third powder was I used, but it took 3 powders to get to that 45 mark, but that was good because I used up what was left in the cans. So I've got me a target set up at 100 yards. So I'm going to shoot me a group, and then I'm going to adjust my scope from there. But I am going to take some chronograph readings while I'm shooting this, even though I don't know what powder it is, because I'm curious to see how fast these are going. .25-34. And I cannot see. Now this is a Weaver 3x9. I think it's about 40. Might not be that big. I don't remember. But it's what came on the gun. And let's just say it's not what I'm used to. 25.51. $25.28. $25.35. $25.23. That's pretty good. All the primers look real good too. Now some of them other ones, they seem to be pretty hot. That could have been the H380. That stuff tends to run hotter than I like. That was probably the H4895, but now I don't know for a fact. All right, guys, so here's my target. I've got one here in the red. Now, I didn't adjust the scope. This is what I was shooting at 50 yards, so I thought that was pretty good. There's one down here in the light green, and then there's three right here together and one up top. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. That really wasn't seeing what the gun would do. That's really what it was seeing what I would do, because I did not have a good backrest. I've added a pillow to this. So, and my other sandbags are actually out there on a stool holding up the chronograph because I forgot to bring my tripod. All right, so I'm going to try 5 more. Well, I ain't got no more of those. Not 5 anyway. I got 5 of the Grand Slams. We can try them. Another thing I want to cover before I get too farther into this. The brass is mixed brass, but it's 308 brass, neck down to 7mm. I really don't like doing that. I've since started buying 7mm brass. Now, you guys seen that I bought some PPU. I've had guys comment that it's too soft, I shouldn't use it. I've had other guys go up. They've had very good luck with PPU. So, but I've got it and I'm going from there. But that's where I'm at right now. I'm using, and I'll probably not use these with jacketed bullets, this brass. I'll probably start using it with my cast. All right, so got the 175 grain Grand Slams. That is spear. And I don't know what the powder is. So here we go. Wish me luck. That was a lot better rest. All right. Uh-oh. These are going faster than the 160 grains. That was 26.40. 26.40. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty hot. I've got a pretty flat primer. and I've got extractor marks. So whatever that was, I need to avoid it. Well, crap. I don't know if I should shoot anymore or not. I don't like pressing my luck. Yeah, one more, just to see what happens. Yeah, that wasn't near as bad. That was 2582. That one wasn't near as bad. I still have a flat primer, and not the extractor marks not as bad, but it's still there. This rest is a whole lot better than what I had earlier. .26, .24. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to shoot any more of those. I'm going to pull these bullets. Better be safe than sorry. Alright, well, okay, I'm going to go ahead and shoot the 360 grain bullets that I've got that I should be loaded the same as them others were. They didn't show any pressure signs. Now I'm going heavy, and the reason why I'm going heavy is because when I was using my CVA Hunter in 7mm-08, it tended like the heavier bullets more than it did the lighter bullets. The 95 grain, or 139 grain. For a minute there, I had a relapse and was thinking about the 243. I wished I'd known what those are loaded at. I really like those. Still running in the mid 25s, 25.57, 25.36. Quit. This brass may not have been totally fire formed either. All right. I'm going to go down and mark my shots for that. So I'm going to shoot these 139 grain SSTs. These are my hunting bullets. I'm going to, now these are in a Hornady 7mm-08 brass. I'm going to shoot them. I don't remember what the charge is. I've got it written down. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, so I just am not comfortable with that hold I was using. The tripod was up too high. I'm just feeling awkward, and I think it's just throwing off my shots. Now, I'm having what I'm thinking pretty good groups, but I'm still not, the gun's not rock steady. So I've lowered my bipod. I've taken out the back sandbag. I still have the pillow, but that's just for comfort. All right, so here's the 139 grain SSTs, and I'll get back with you on the powder charge. I've got that in my book at home. We'll run some velocity numbers though. And here we go. Oh yeah, that feels a lot better. 2788. And I will mention this. If you go with the 160 grain, 175 grain bullets, the recoil on them is just as bad as a 308. I'm going to tell you right now. If you stay down within the 120 to 140 grain bullet range, the recoil's less. $27.73. $27.34. I'm liking this hold a whole lot better. I'm able to get down on the gun a lot better. 27.52. And this is Hornady brass for 7mm-08. $27.49. All right, guys, I'm back at the bench. So I'm going to show you these targets and explain a little bit more about it. All right, let's go with the 160 grain Nosler. Okay. Switch it around. All right. So here's the bullet I'm using. These were given to me by MCK on his way from Uncle Jim's. I guess that was about 2 years ago. Wow. Year and a half. Okay. So here's my target. I dropped one. That, I'm telling you, the way I had that gun with the bipod and up on that pillow, I didn't like it. I just couldn't. It wasn't comfortable. It kept moving on me. It wasn't comfortable. So I gave up on that. I lowered down my bipod and went with the pillow, because the pillow I could hug and it was actually kind of comfortable. Okay, so, and then you see me take the 3 shots with the Grand Slams, the 175 grain Grand Slams. I actually used all them. I wished I hadn't had. Now, I'd like to have seen how I could have got some of them, because I'm telling you right now, this gun is a lot like my CVA, and I'm wondering if it isn't just typical 7mm-08, but it's liking the heavier bullets better, the 160 grain, the 175 grain. there'll be another video coming after this one. This one's pretty lengthy, so I'm going to not put the other and make it a different video, and you'll see why. All right, so I'm pretty sure these are the 160 grain that I shot after the 175 grain, and right here's the 175 grain. The reason why I know that's possible is because the 175 grain bullets, the Grand Slams, are hitting low. So I know that's that, and these are the 160 grain. And you can see they're pretty good. And then you've seen me shoot the 139 grain SSTs, and believe it or not, I don't know what they're charged with because I went back through what I charged them with before, and it was old military brass that I had necked down and decided not to do that. And these were PPU, and so they had to be a heavier charge. They could have been 46 grains of 4350, H4350, but I'm not going to say. But as you can see, they are spread out. So this gun don't like the 139 grain bullet either. And I may play with that again, but I am totally out of those bullets. And what I've got is, you've seen the nozzlers, and I've got some of these tipped Match King. Okay, they're Match Kings. All right. So I'll be using these 160 grain.
I think Tim needs to realize, I think it's in the twist rate. Man, I think he cut himself short. I think he was going to say something about developing some load for a 160 grain bullet.